You're an investor in Future. You and your brother,
I am.
Oliver, and obviously you've spent many years building your own lifestyle and wellness brand, Fabletics. What attracted you to this opportunity?
Well, it's funny. I met Rishi and the team because my brother was working with them, and I would see him doing all these Instagram posts, going, "What are you doing?" And then of course I got more and more interested, got to know these guys, and I think they have something that's really powerful, and that they have the right setup to really help people in this space, and. And I'm very focused on mission-driven companies, especially in mainly in wellness and in health and wellness. And so they called and said, "Would you want to partner and do a podcast that really focuses on these things as they come into this next big round and this next big push?" And I was like, I would love to. Our missions are aligned, and we can really focus in on talking about things that we both really believe in that are really important, which is, how we can support our wellness and how we support each other. And the thing about Future that I really love about what they've created is that it's a coaching platform. You actually have a real relationship with, with a one-on-one coach. And there's really no other platform that allows you to do that. It keeps you accountable, and I look forward to see what other areas they expand into, because I think we need more of that human connection through technology.
We've seen Peloton stock heading downhill. We've seen people go back to the gym, get outside and exercise as the pandemic waves have changed. What makes you think that your vision for the future really is the future? We've got about a minute left.
What's just so different about Future is that we are agnostic to what you're doing for your fitness. You might on a sunny day be outside hiking, and then on a different day want to hop on your Peloton, and then you might also want to do some strength work. And your coach every single Sunday builds a new training plan for the week, understanding where you're going to be, what your travel plans are. And then we send you that Apple Watch. So even if your coach is, say, 1,000 miles away from you, they can see what you're doing, keep you accountable. And accountability is what's new here. The history of fitness is people have content or equipment or places to go, but nothing sticks. And with a real human, that's what we're solving for here.
So, Kate, you mentioned the podcast that you and Oliver are doing. You're going to be talking to guests and celebrities about their own health and wellness. Celebrity endorsements are nothing new, and I'm sure you've gotten so many requests. What do you think is different about the power of an endorsement like you in the digital age?
That's an interesting question. I think it just depends on the kind of person you are, the kind of sort of celebrity, whether it be an investor or a co-founder or an endorser. They're all different things, For me personally, like I was saying, it always is really mission driven, and I only partner with companies that I can speak authentically towards, that we're aligned, because I'm really passionate about this space. And so I'm really specific about the things that I just want to talk to the things that make sense. I think obviously the power of the platform, having a large reach is one thing, but I think that there are people that can really speak to things that the audience knows that they mean it. Is when you have a trusted brand, it really does go a long way. And so I feel a responsibility to that. So anything that I go out and I talk about, I think it has maybe the visibility, but it adds with that sort of the trust factor.
Rishi, how do you think about adding some, sort of big names to the platform, to that list of investors? As an entrepreneur, as you're building out this business, given that we are in a digital age, brands can now go viral.
Yeah, I think for us, we've had the opportunity to partner with lots of people, and we haven't stepped into that. And what we really think that we're building here is something that a few folks in the world have experienced. A lot of professional athletes, people like Kate, who's an entrepreneur, an actress, a mother, have had the benefit of having experts in their lives. who enable them to be their best, perform at a great level consistently. And so because that's the platform we've been building, we went out and thought about who lives this and can authentically say getting help is okay. Getting a coach is an unlock. And when we met Kate and Oliver, we realized they've lived this, they believe it. And we know that I think you talked about celebrity endorsement. When it is authentic in that way, and it's been building up for years, that message, it resonates so much more deeply. And so we really saw an opportunity here to spend some time and talk about the power connection between real people, our coaches, our members, and in the case of the podcast, real long form conversations about how we balance health and how we think about that.
So how big do you think this coaching network can get, given that we still don't know, what direction the fitness business is actually going to take, if and when, let's hope, this pandemic is over, Rishi?
Yeah, well, it turns out there's 500,000 talented coaches and trainers in America. And typically they are restricted to help the few people who are around them geographically. And they have to drive across town and meet up. And there's a lot of restriction there. By digitizing that relationship, we can help an individual reach 5, 10, 20 times more people. And the way that Future is oriented, they're still touching that person every single day. They're having text conversations. They're building a training program for them, following up, parsing their workouts for feedback and progress. And that kind of high touch enablement, we think that's here to stay. Think about a text message therapy company. Think about one-to-one experts in mental health. When you are feeling that point of anxiety or depression, our options previously were to book time with a local expert, say next Tuesday. How amazing that you could pick up the phone and talk to someone qualified, certified in an hour, right? In that time of need. And we see the same thing with fitness, that we can put an expert in your life at every beat. That if today you're at the studio and tomorrow you're at the gym and the next day you're at home, somebody who can plan for that, understand what your surroundings will entail and build for that, we think that's here to stay.
Kate, you've been in the world of fitness and athletics for many years now with Fabletics.
A decade almost.
I'm curious, yes, a decade. What have you learned about how this industry is changing, and how do you hope this builds your own business portfolio?
I mean, we only have 4 minutes. I mean, what I've learned is extensive, and but what I do know is that, for me, it's about constantly growing, constantly moving, constantly being sort of especially in the world of fitness and active lifestyle, but engaging. That, to me, that word has been the word of the decade. How do we keep people motivated? And when you're working in and talking always about active lifestyle, it's all about how do we keep people engaged and motivated. And so I would say, looking forward, I always look at what's coming next. I was saying this to Rishi the other day, I'm an Aries, my brain is always doing different things. I'm always looking in different directions for new opportunities and keeping myself on my toes. And I just find that the world of business and getting involved and meeting all these different interesting people that I would have never met otherwise has really taken an interesting turn in my life. And I just look forward to continuing to grow my portfolio.